What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 15 of my Detroit Tigers Out of the Park series. In today's episode, we are going to be starting opening day of our fourth season in this series. We have already done spring training. We've already done the offseason in the last episode. You can go check that out. We went 15-13 in spring training, which is about average. It's nothing special. It's also just spring training. I'm not going to go over any stats probably. No one really outperformed or underperformed too much. I did want to go over a lot of the things that have happened in the offseason since the last episode. So we have some deals here. Manny Machado actually signs with the Twins to replace Matt Chapman on that team. We can go ahead and take a look at his contract. It is a 5-year deal worth $121 million. Big deal. That's not great news for us as that competes directly in our division. Next, Nomar Mazara actually gets a $63 million deal with the Angels for 4 years. Chicago signs German Marquez to a $136 million deal. We'll see how long it's for. It is a 6-year deal. That's a big deal for them. Brian Anderson goes and signs a $127 million deal for 7 years with Seattle. Jordan Hicks signs a 3-year deal worth $31 million. That's a decent deal, actually, for a pretty elite closer in this game. Next, we'll take a look at Yoshihiro Maru signs a $62 million deal for 4 years with the Twins. This is a heavy overpay, in my opinion. He's 34, and he's only 3-star overall. He's never played in the majors, I'm pretty sure. That's a lot of money for that type of risk. And then Boston signs Max Muncy to a big deal here. This one surprised me. 5 years, $118 million for a 33-year-old. That is also a heavy overpay, in my opinion. Next, we'll take a look at Lorenzo Cain signs a $20 million deal with the Brewers for 2 years. And then another international guy, I'm pretty sure. No, this guy is not international. Kikuchi signs a $40 million deal for 2 years, which is kind of a lot of money for someone who's 32 as well. And then we go to Yasmani Grandal, actually leaves the White Sox, I believe, and signs with the Pirates to a really, really good deal. $6 million for 1 year. He is 35. I guess that's why no one wanted to offer him any bigger deals, but that's a steal no matter how you look at it for the Pirates. Next, I want to look at the Hall of Fame voting results. No one actually makes it in. Beltran gets pretty close, but no one really, even besides that, comes too close. Adrian Beltre was 62%, so he's still far away. Gary Sheffield is dropped, and then a few guys down here are dropped as well. You can take a look at that. Next, I wanted to go in some of our moves that we've made this offseason. If you guys have been looking at the screen, you can see this right here is a big move we made. We trade away Trey Harris, Doval, and Joey Gerber for Joe Adell from the Los Angeles Angels. I really, really wanted a better defensive outfielder and also someone that can hopefully... I was just kind of worried Trey Harris was not going to stay as consistent as he's been. He has 2 seasons with us. He's hit 280 the first one, 286 this most recent year, but his OPS plus was 98 and 96. He was consistently doing this, and I was fine with what he was doing, and the OPS plus doesn't bother me because of what he does average-wise, on base-wise. He hits like 12 homers literally in both years. He's just been a good player for us. I like him a lot. He steals some bases, I believe, too. It doesn't say it on here, but I'm pretty sure he was our second highest base stealer last year behind Mondesi. But we go ahead and trade him because I wanted just an upgrade in that center field position, and we go get Joe Adell, who is going to be a huge bat for us. He has the power, he has the contact, he has better defense in center field at least, in my opinion. He has the speed as well, which is what I like to see, and he's done good in his last 2 seasons with LA, hitting 279 that first year, 288 the next year, good on base, better home runs than Trey Harris. He just looks really, really good. He's still 24, basically 25. I really like that, and then we gave up 2 bullpen arms, which I'm not that worried about. Doval still has a lot of potential to grow and be a really good pitcher. We needed to give up something. Joey Gerber, not as much of a issue of me giving him up. He throws 94, 96. He's not one of those elite guys in our rotation or in our bullpen. He's 27 basically. he wasn't a huge piece. And we also get $4 million in cash just to make it work. I love this deal. I think it's going to work out basically no matter which way you look at it. I'm pretty sure he still has arbitration left, so we should be fine keeping him for a decent chunk of his career and then being able to re-sign him once the arbitration's gone. I really, really like it. We didn't give up too much in my opinion. It's a good deal. I do have another trade that we did, but I want to look at the top 100 prospect list real fast. We can take a look at our ranking now. We have dropped pretty substantial amount here. We used to be first and second. Now we're 8th. Tamar Johnson drops to number 8 overall, which is not really worrying, but it's weird that there's that many people that would be ahead of him out of nowhere. Zion Rose is 23rd, and then Carter Young is 62nd, which is a little surprising. He's going to be on our Major League roster this year. He's our backup middle infielder / infielder anywhere. Hopefully he can play a little bit of third, maybe first. He's someone that I want to be a utility guy for us, and I really like him. Zion Rose is definitely not going to be ready for a good while. Tamar Johnson's honestly, he's probably ready this year from the majors, but we did just go out and get Trey Harris this year. Not Trey Harris. We got Trey Turner this year to play shortstop for us, and he's going to be here for the next 3 years at least. So maybe second base is a spot that could open up. Spencer Torkelson has fallen off a lot potential-wise. Only 2.5 stars now, 2-star overall. He does have a decent bat still, so I think he still has time to turn it around. I don't love his personality either. So that is something that could be a potential move coming eventually for us, is trading him away, calling up our top prospect, and then maybe moving Trey Turner over to second base. I think that would probably be a better position for him. He doesn't necessarily play short at an elite level, and I know our top prospect, Tamar, would play it a lot better than Trey Turner, more than likely at least. So that's something to look forward to. And then I wanted to go over a trade that we made recently. Let's just go to the trade logs here. Let's go to trade log, and then I'll go through like that. So here we have this trade right here. This trade right here for Blake Workman. We go ahead and we trade away 2 pitching prospects. Danny Fleets, he's 16. He has a lot of potential. He's a lefty. That is kind of hard it was hard to get rid of him, but we needed to give up something. Then we gave up CJ Hood, who's less of a worry for me giving up. He only has 2.5-star potential. He's 21 already. He's nothing special to me. We also get $5 million in cash in this trade, and we get an elite closer. He's done good in his last year for New York. 2.31 ERA and 50 innings is pretty good. Really good ERA plus, really good FIP minus as well. 66 strikeouts and 50 innings is really good. I love his ratings. Good personality. He's just going to be probably a long relief for us. I don't know if he fits in anywhere else. But I like this trade. We didn't give up too much. Like I said, Danny here is really the only person I'm worried about, and even him I'm not that worried about. And then I wanted to go over one last signing we made. It's not a huge signing. It's really just a signing for depth, I guess. We went out and we signed Max Fried to a 1-year deal, I believe, for $1.1 million. He's currently injured. He's supposed to come back, though, I believe, 8 to 9 weeks. So he's going to come back this year. We already do have a really stacked starting rotation. We have Trevor Rogers, Lejay Newsome, Luis Castillo, Brandon Woodruff, Tuki Toussaint, and then we do have Max Fried coming back and Casey Mize coming back before Max Fried does. So we're going to be set at the starting pitching position for hopefully this season. Hopefully we don't have too many injuries or too many guys don't play well. So I'm hoping that helps us there. Max Fried is just going to be a solid piece for us. Even if it's not anything great, at least he's there as backup maybe. If we have to cut him, we have to cut him. It's not a big deal. It's only $1.1 million. It's not a big deal. I think that's all the catching up I needed to do. So I'm going to go ahead and simulate to opening day, and we'll simulate that together and then go over everyone's stats after that. Here we are with the result of opening day. We went 4-2 against the Kansas City Royals. A big day from our brand new starting pitcher, Trevor Rogers. He goes 6 1/3 innings, giving up 2 runs, 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. Very, very solid start. Then Brian Garcia comes in, and he allows no runs in an inning. Aaron Fletcher comes in, allows no runs in 2/3 inning. And then Josh Hader closes it out with 1 strikeout, 2 walks, though, in an inning there to close the game for us. On the hitting side, Torkelson and Evan White both get home runs, which is huge because those are the 2 guys that are honestly closest to the chopping block right now to be cut from this team. I'm happy that Torkelson's having a good start to the year. Hopefully he can keep it up. Evan White here, he's really not. There's no room for him at the moment. He's lucky that Sano, I prefer him at DH, or else he wouldn't be on the team. So very, very big games from them. I'm very happy with the start here. Not a great start from Cespedes, who strikes out in 3 at-bats and doesn't get a hit on the day. Sano strikes out once and doesn't get a hit on the day either. But Riley Green gets on base at least in every single at-bat, which is perfect from him. I'm hoping for a big season from him. We start the season 1-0 though. I'm probably going to simulate most of the season to start off. I probably won't see you guys until around the end of May, start of June, just to catch up with you guys. So I'll see you guys then. Really fast update here. We are currently 8 games into the season, and we have started 8-0, a perfect start. However, we did just get some really bad news that we are going to be missing from our team Luis Castillo for 3 months as he strained his hamstring. To take his place, though, we brought in Domingo Herman from AAA. He did good with us the last 2 years, so I'm hoping he can just fill in until we can get Casey Mize back in 2 to 3 weeks. All right, we're back here at the end of June. We are currently 43-35. We're first in the Central Division. However, it's not as good as it looks. We're only half a game ahead of the Twins, 2.5 of the Indians, 3.5 of the White Sox, and 6 of the Royals. So the whole entire division is still up for grabs. But we are first, which is at least a good sign. We aren't clawing our way back into the race. Let's take a look at some of the stats, though. Let's start with the offensive side of the ball. It's been the disappointing side for our team. Joey Bart, 92 OPS plus, 227 average, 9 home runs, 27 RBIs, 312 on base. Not great. He is, however, 3rd in the All-Star voting for catcher in the American League. So I don't see us making a move to upgrade. He's one of our captains. He has good defense. I don't see us getting much better. He's just there. I mean, he's not really going to do much better. I don't see us getting anybody that's really that much of an upgrade at this point, especially with what we can give away to get an upgrade. So he's probably going to be our catcher for the entire season. Hopefully he can just step up a little bit, hit a little bit more, get on base a little bit more. That's all we need from him. Next we'll go to Miguel Sano, who's also been a little disappointing. 208 average, 301 on base, 18 home runs, though, and 53 RBIs. He's been really, really good. He is our DH, so I'm happy with that. He just hits home runs and RBIs. The on-base percentage is a little worrying, but it's fine. He's leading our team in home runs, RBIs. It's just something that I have to deal with, I guess. That could be somewhere we upgrade maybe at DH, but for now, he's definitely our DH. He's going to continue to be that 4 or 5 hitter in our lineup. Let's just move on to our everyday first baseman, Evan White here, who stepped up a lot. He wasn't good at the beginning of the year, but he's gotten a lot better. 284 average, 338 on base, 9 home runs, 26 RBIs. He has a 106 OPS plus, which I am perfectly happy with. If he can keep this up the rest of the year, I'd be perfectly fine with that. I don't see us upgrading that position as long as he stays this type of consistency right here. I'm fine with that. Next, we'll move to Torkelson, 225 average, 328 on base, 16 home runs, 41 RBIs, 109 OPS plus. So he's stepped up a lot. He's someone I thought about trading in the offseason and throughout the year, but he's just been just good enough to not get traded. He's slightly above average. His home run power has definitely gotten here with him. That's basically the only thing he's good at. He's never going to hit for average probably. He's probably going to be safe this year unless he falls off a lot in this next month until the trade deadline. Next, we move on to a guy I'm really happy with, Austin Riley, 256 average, 310 on base, 17 home runs, 43 RBIs is really impressive for me. The power's finally there. He's second on the team in home runs, second in RBIs, I believe, third in RBIs on the team. 110 OPS plus. Really, really happy. Almost a 2 WAR for him. Second highest on the team there. He's been really, really good. I'm really happy with him. He's someone I traded for, and I wanted him to be a big bat for us. And I hope he can still be a big bat in the future for us continuing. He's 27. I really like what he's providing this season. If he can keep it up, then that's perfect. Next, we move on to easily the best bat in our lineup, the best hitter in our lineup. 319 average for Trey Turner. 367 on base, which is ridiculous. 12 home runs, 51 RBIs, and 15 steals to go along with that for a 133 OPS plus, 2.5 WAR already. Super impressed with him. Nothing really else to say. Easily the best player on the team. Easily the best acquisition of the offseason. Super happy with that. Riley Green, we'll move on to next. He's been a little disappointing. He was hot at the beginning of the year. He got Player of the Month, I believe, at the beginning of the year in that first month. And then he's went really far down from there. 249 average, 342 on base, which is still decent. Just wish that average would get up and the home runs would get up. He only has 11 home runs, 25 RBIs. He does have a 101 OPS plus, though, which I'm happy with. Next, we'll move on to Joe Adell, 107 OPS plus, slightly above average. He's doing just enough. 242 average, 316 on base, 15 home runs, 39 RBIs. That's all fine there. I'm happy with that. Cespedes has been really disappointing. A 90 OPS plus is not what I wanted from him. 233 average, 292 on base, 12 home runs, 38 RBIs. If he just got that average and on base percentage up, he'd be good, but he's just not hitting the ball consistently enough. So that's maybe somewhere we upgrade. I'd prefer not to because I really love Cespedes, but we need to win more games, and he might be a weak link for us. Next, we'll move on to the pitching side. We did call up Jack Leiter. Domingo Germán was on our roster, and then he got suspended for 6 games for a fight, so I just decided we're done with him. We're going to call up Jack Leiter. He's done decent. He pitched good in his first 2 games, and in his last 4 that he's pitched, he kind of fell off, so now he's at a 6.34 average. I think he's good enough to be on our roster until Castillo's back, but for now he's here. Touki Toussaint has been really good this year, 2.92 ERA. He is on the Cy Young trajectory, 11-3 this year. He's been really good. I don't think he's going to win it, but he's at least in the conversation right now. Trevor Rogers, Lejay Newsome, Brandon Woodruff have just been here basically. All above a 4 ERA. Trevor Rogers 4.26, Lejay 5.21, and then Woodruff 5.17. They've all been getting us in the game enough to win it, but not quite dominating like I want them to. Hopefully that can get better as the second half of the season starts. Next, we'll move on to our elite bullpen. Definitely the best in Major League Baseball, without a doubt. I would take this bullpen over any bullpen in the rest of Major League Baseball. However, Josh Hader has let us down a little bit. I'll go into his stats just a little bit. 17 saves, 3 blown saves. 85% for an elite closer, in quotation marks. That is not good. He has a negative WAR. He's been the only pitcher on our bullpen that's let us down, which is probably the worst position to have someone let you down in as the closer. But I hope he can step up and get a little bit better. Everybody else, though, we'll take a look, has been elite. Our worst bullpen arm, besides closer, is Martinez, 3.13 ERA. That is amazing. I mean, sometimes the best bullpen arm has that ERA. So we'll take a look. Alex Lang, 2.37. Munoz, 1.97. Garcia, 2.64. Corto Real has been elite. He is the best signing, potentially, I've made in the series. 2.23 ERA in 38 innings, basically 39 innings, is really, really good. It's not a small sample size, really. That's almost 40 innings, and he's probably allowed, 1 or 2 earned runs? We can take a look real fast. It's been 1 earned, 2, 3, 4. It's been 4 earned runs, it looks like. I'm not sure how much it's been, but it's been very little. Just look at this stretch of games right here. This has to be at least 15, 20 games here with only 1 earned run allowed. And it's multiple innings he's pitching most of the time. It's 2 innings, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 1, 2. Bunch of multiple inning games, and he's shutting guys down, which is, you can't ask for more from any bullpen arm to go except to go multiple innings and shut every guy down. That's exactly what you want a guy to do, and that's what he's doing. Next, Blake Workman, 2.31 ERA in that long relief role as well. And then Aaron Fletcher, 1.77 ERA. Amazing stuff from our guys. I wanted to look real fast at our team rankings. So as you can see, let's look at the defensive side of the ball first. We're looking at runs against, we're second. Starter ERA, we're fifth, which is a little surprising, but I guess it kind of makes sense. Bullpen ERA, first, obviously. FIP is second. Pitching WARs, second. Strikeouts were seventh. Offensive side of the ball, though, is where we're let down, like I said. 7th in runs scored. 13th in batting average. 11th in on base. OPS is 6th. Batting WARs 8th. WOBA is 6th. Home runs is 3rd. Stolen bases is 2nd. And base running is 14th. Like I said, offensive side of the ball is definitely letting us down. I'm hoping we can have a sort of an offensive push in the second half of the year. We do need to get this lead in the Central Division expanded. We need to win the division this year. We can't be in a wild card game first this year. Not that it really matters, but I just would prefer to go straight into a series. Hopefully, we can actually win a series this year. Let's get into what's going to happen next episode, though. We are on June 30th, which means we have a month until the trade deadline. We have the draft next episode, and we have the All-Star game next episode. I hope we can make at least one move that helps us go forward, but I don't know if we're actually going to make any moves. We'll see what we need. We are still a month away from the trade deadline, so we have plenty of games to play. If we're struggling, we're definitely going to make a move. If we're not, then we're probably just going to make a small move maybe. Let me know in the comments what type of moves you want me to make. Should I get a right fielder? Should I get a new DH? What should I do about Torkelson at second? Should I just leave him until the trade deadline? Do we need any pitching in the starting pitching position? Should I upgrade closer maybe even? Just let me know in the comments, and make sure to leave a like if you like this video, and make sure to subscribe for more content, and thank you for watching.